You know, we'll have to see. But right now, we're obviously planning the future of Ennis as well.
I guess who is the future for Ennis? Like, are you looking at Josh Kelly?
Yeah, I mean, Josh Kelly's obviously a fight that can be made. The Xander Zayas fight's a huge fight in America as well. You know, Charlo's been on. Thanks, Andy. And you know, there's a whole host. But you know, that was the fight that I really wanted to make. But we will get Boots a big fight, and he will fight in May.
Engine is already starting to heat back up because I know something is coming pretty soon. We're already working on it. Obviously, can't say anything yet.
Right. Okay.
And seeing what's happening with Virgil and Boots, if they're gonna make the fight happen, if not, are any of those guys gonna be available for the date that I have set, and are they willing to play ball? That's what it comes down to. So,
my goodness, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen: Jerome Boots Ennis has to move on from negotiations with Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz in a temporary restraining order under Oscar De La Hoya. Got a 90-day process of arbitration going down. That fight is not going to take place. Jerome Boots Ennis is forced to move on. The boxing world is forcing Jerome Boots Ennis to no longer take a tune-up fight. We want to see this guy up against guys like Josh Kelly, somebody who fights under the Matchroom banner. We want to see this guy up against guys like Jamar Charlo. We want to see this guy up against guys like Xander Zayas, who is the unified WBO, WBA junior middleweight champion of the world at 154 pounds. Negotiations are underway, we are hearing, between Jerome Boots Ennis and Xander Zayas. Jerome Boots Ennis doesn't have any full world titles in this division. Is the former unified Ring Magazine, IBF, WBA welterweight champion of the world, moving on up, decided to take the tune-up fight against Usuma Lima, a fighter that nobody's ever heard of, has built up a record of 35 wins, 31 of those wins coming by way of a knockout. But he has any really, really huge names on his resume. Emiliano Stanionis, okay. I guess you could say that's the biggest fight that he's had so far, is a unification fight. But other than that, who's next? Sergey Lipinets? David Avicini Karen? When you look at the sport of boxing right now, the current sport of boxing, you see all the best fighters in the world. There's a lot of guys that are competing against the best fighters in the world. Jerome Boots Ennis has yet to do that. Xander Zayas would be the perfect fight for that. I think there's a lot of respect from the boxing world that we would give Jerome Boots Ennis for taking this fight. I think if he doesn't take a fight between Josh Kelly, Xander Zayas, or Charlo, then there's going to be a lot of criticism heading his way. And do I feel like the fight can be made? I don't know. Because at the end of the day, it's a very risky fight for Xander Zayas. You know, Jerome Boots Ennis is going to have to fold up, or if they want this fight in America like how they want it, they're going to have to pay a lot of money. They're going to have to be the B side. They're going to have to figure out a way to make Xander Zayas want to take this fight. Xander Zayas saying he wants to fight in Puerto Rico. Is Jerome Boots Ennis willing to go to Puerto Rico? Is he willing to take a pay cut to fight for the world titles? In my opinion, it would be a good decision. Once you get the titles, you're going to be the man in the sport of boxing, right? Virgil Ortiz will be a dude that doesn't have titles while you have world titles. This is the perfect fight to make. But the question is, can Eddie Hearn get it done? Will Jerome Boots Ennis press the issue and tell Eddie Hearn, come on, bro, give me this fight. Give me this fight. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Forward just to take this fight, because how big of an opportunity it is for you. Sebastian Fundora, Keith Thurman, none of those guys are going to be open for a fight anytime soon. The next biggest fight is either against Jamar Charlo or Josh Kelly, but we don't know if Jerome Boots Ennis, wants to go back to the IBF rules. And, Eddie Hearn has the possibility of making that fight. As soon as Jerome Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz kind of started falling apart, that's the fight that they could have been pushing for. But it seems like Eddie Hearn And Josh Kelly just don't want it. Josh Kelly don't want to fight Xander Zayas. This dude is got other plans right now, man. But Jerome Boots Ennis and Xander Zayas are supposedly in negotiations. Now the question is, will this fight happen? I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm like leaning 40% yes and 60% no right now. Only due to the fact that there's a lot of things that are going to come to play here. I just showed you 2 videos of the guys, you know, completely thinking differently, the opposite. And Eddie Hearn isn't the easiest guy to deal with. We know that for a fact. And I think he would be happy to give Jerome Boots Ennis another goddamn retarded fight when Josh Kelly was sitting right there the whole goddamn time. Right? When if they just follow negotiations and they go to Puerto Rico, they could get a fight with Xander Zayas. I know they can. The dude has got a TV network already in place. He's got a date already in place. It's the perfect opportunity for Jerome Boots Ennis to not get criticized, but fight for a world title. And hey, it is what it is. If you got to be the B-side, be the B-side. After this, there ain't no more being the B-side, my homie. It's all up from there. So let me know what you guys think, though, man. Absolutely breaking news. Jerome Boots Ennis, Xander Zayas in negotiations as everything falls apart between Vergil Ortiz and Jerome Boots Ennis. It's time, man. It's time for Boots to get to action. We want to see this guy go up against the best of the best, not, you know, these dudes that nobody's ever heard of, you know, guys that are just... It doesn't make sense at all, right? You want to give us fights that people give you respect for. Turki Al-Sheikh was public about the whole situation and almost basically embarrassed you. And if you were to go through something like that again because of Eddie Hearn and because you're not pressing the issue on getting these big fights, my goodness, man, it's going to get nasty for Jerome Boots Ennis. But I'm excited to see that negotiations are happening at least. I hope one of these guys can fold up and make the fight happen. But you know, boxing politics, man. Let me know what you guys think